Hello and welcome to the 8th installment of the Synapse Misfire Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, and we have our co-host, Jordan.
Hey guys, Chris, I just want to say I'm really glad you remembered this was the 8th installment because
I have the notes up. I looked at the notes.
I was sitting here like, I knew what you were going to say, and you said this is, and I was like,
I cheated. I looked at the notes.
It's okay. We still love you.
Well, maybe Jordan does.
Yeah. Okay. Chrome is still dying over here. I'm going to use Edge, believe it or not.
Whoa, dude. Yeah, Jordan...
We just lost viewership.
Jordan's been trying to get Chrome to work for the last 10 minutes.
This shit won't work. Oh, I'm using my phone. I'm over it.
Bro.
Guys, Edge works. I think I'm being targeted. I think that's why Chrome stopped working. It's Microsoft.
Yeah, that'll do it. You know, funny enough, I've never had issues like that on my laptop, because I've always run Linux.
Yeah, see? There you go.
So just run Linux.
Proof is, easier said than done, douchebag.
It definitely is. It really is.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, not sure if you
You
guys
have to
can
really,
tell.
you have to really learn the.
Oh, you have to learn the in and out, right?
You have to learn. You have to get comfortable with the command line and all that jazz.
Yeah, I'm not even comfortable with Windows. You know, sometimes Task Manager confuses me.
Well, that's your problem.
I'm just kidding. I have a pop filter, guys. Finally, so Alex, shut your mouth, please.
Bitch.
Enough complaining. I hope the pop filter's actually working.
All right, so this is the show. This is the show now. We're doing the show. Enough messing around with my cat. We're doing the show.
Yeah, it's about time.
I've had some time to wake up. It's time to do the show.
Yes,
so
sir.
what's going on in your life, Jordan? What's happening in your giant forehead? What's going on with you?
So,
Sorry, I'm going for the throat today.
But you know, I do have some stuff to say. But before we get there, you guys may have noticed something. I just wanted to shout this out. A couple things real quick. Some love. Our fantastic channel art.
Fantastic channel art.
Beautiful. That was done by a gentleman on Fiverr called Jar Humor.
Shout out to my boy Jar Humor on Fiverr. I almost said Spotify. That's another thing we gotta talk about.
Yeah, on Fiverr.
Since we have official artwork, we're now on Spotify.
Yes, sir. We are officially on Spotify.
I'm actually really excited. That's why I'm jumping the gun.
Oh yeah, no, I'm excited too. That's almost as exciting as our main man Jar Humor.
My boy Jar Humor. Yo, shout out.
Shout out to you. You allowed us to progress to the next echelon of podcasting.
At 1,000 subs, mark my words right now. At 1,000 subs, what we're gonna do? We're gonna fly you out here to be on the show. I'll pay for it.
I don't know how good of an idea that is, but sure. Anyway, Jar Humor on Fiverr. I'm gonna link him down below if you need any art done. You know, at least take a look because he did a great job for us. He was very helpful.
Yeah, for what he charges, art is expensive. For what he charges, does some fantastic
art. He so good that I'm gonna throw this out there. Our podcasting art, if you look at it currently, has a robot hand holding a brain. That was supposed to be a skeleton arm, but he went out of his way to listen to the show and then message us back and say, hey, don't you think due to, the fact that you talk about tech, we should put a robot arm?
That was really
genuinely first of all, very good idea, and second of all, much above and beyond what I had expected. So shout out to him once again for that. I'll link him down below if you need any art done. Take a look at least,
genuine.
See if you can get it accomplished.
And if you end up hearing this, man, I'm going to be commissioning you for art for my main channel because I made some for myself, but it's bad.
So your art will be very good.
Yes.
Yeah. So thanks again, Jar Humor, if you happen to be listening.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Did. But yeah, Chris jumped the gun a little bit, but you know
what?
I don't blame him. We are on Spotify, ladies and gentlemen.
We're on Spotify now. It was really simple. Like I was expecting them to ask for money or like something.
Like put a gun to our head and make us sign something.
Sign away my firstborn or like at least like realistically, I expected us to send in like a form and then have it approved or something.
Yeah, no, it was actually a lot simpler than we expected.
It was super easy.
But yeah, we are officially on Spotify. So if you head on over to Spotify and look up the Synapse Misfire Podcast, you'll find us there. Shoot us a follow. If not, it'll be linked down in the description. Check that out. We're excited. we're definitely happy to be on Spotify. That's
I am.
the next big step. So
I agree.
it's only up from here, ladies and gents.
Beyond that would be I don't know. Does Google still do their own podcasting app?
Yes, they do.
So we'll
like
do
Apple
Google Podcasts and Apple Podcasts. That's our next step, but that's kind of Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts is a pain in the ass to get on.
Yeah.
From what I've heard.
So that'll be the next step. But for now, one small step for man, one giant leap for Synapse Misfire.
The Synapse Misfire boys.
I'm saying it now. No, but seriously, we're on. We're happy. We're there. Time to really kick things off.
Yeah, we're big boys now.
Yeah. So Chris, you asked how I've been doing. What has been happening?
What have you been doing? What's new with you? Because I haven't spoken to you.
Yeah, neither have I.
Since we last spoke.
I have been lucky enough not to speak to you for.
Been lucky enough to avoid contact with you for the last couple weeks.
All seriousness though, no. Today was a good day.
Wow, I'm glad it was for somebody.
I went on a drive with my girlfriend. We went to get smoothies. Went to a park. Now I'm here. I'm here with.
I had to fucking run around at work today.
That doesn't sound fun.
Okay, I don't want to give away too much, obviously, because I don't want to give away too much of the ins and outs of where I work and what I do specifically. But essentially, I had to provision an access point because there was an area in the building where Wi-Fi was really weak. They were like, "Oh, we need Wi-Fi back here because we need Wi-Fi." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine. Order an access point." So we did that, and for some reason the access point really, really wanted to fight me. So I had to, because it was plugged into a little 8-port switch, but that switch didn't want to run it. So I had to plug it into the wall, and then the wall port wasn't labeled, so I had to trace it upstairs, to our server room and find where this cable was, and then I found the cable, but it was the wrong cable, and then I went back down and I messed around with it, and I found out it was the wrong cable, so then I had to figure the right cable. It was a pain, and I ended up running up and down the stairs like 8 times, and I'm overweight, so that wasn't good for me.
Okay, yeah. Chris did not have a good day, guys. When I typically I get here to Chris's house. If you didn't know, that's where we record. And most of the equipment's kind of set up. I got here and he was just dead.
I had a cup of coffee in my hand and I was dicking around with my car a little bit.
Yeah.
But I had a cup of coffee in my hand and I was like, I'm really out of it today. Yeah. And I kind of sat down and Jordan set up the equipment around me,
which is fine.
It was sad. It was like a grandson helping out his poor granddad.
I was gonna say it was like you were an old man.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, granddad, get out of the way.
Come on, grandpa.
I'm wheeling you out of the way in your chair. But no, he was out of it today. But I've noticed half a cup of coffee later, and he's like wired all of a sudden.
Yeah. Well, so, I also get my energy from social interaction, so that probably helps.
There you go. See, guys, helping each other. We're friends.
Sure.
But I did want to talk about something. The RTX 3080.
Yeah.
I spoke about it last episode. We both did, and I said I was going to try to purchase one. Well,
how'd that go, pal?
I got fucked.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I was refreshing the shit out of Best Buy. It went from coming soon to sold out in one refresh. World record, it sold out in 15 seconds worldwide.
15 seconds? You probably missed being able to buy the card by like a millisecond. By a few milliseconds. You probably missed that.
Yeah, honestly. So now what was funny was the night before people were jacking up on eBay prices, jacking them up to like $1,400 and saying that they're going to scalp a shit ton and resell them. So now people, I'm sure you might have seen this, but people are actually bidding those up to like $100,000 and then just not paying. So they just can't sell.
Damn.
If you look on eBay, there should be like 3080s there for like $90,000+.
Let's have a look. Real quick. I'm seeing a lot of normal priced ones.
Really? Yeah. So I'm wondering if eBay.
Well, normal price, they're like $1,000, $2,000, but.
So I'm wondering if eBay has finally taken action against.
Oh no! Here's one for $65,000. Here's one for $50,000. Here's one for $45,000, $30,000, $10,000.
Yeah. That's
Holy
what I'm saying.
Shit.
Yeah, there was some marked up to 100,000+. A couple days after launch, which was insane.
The current bid is 94,000 Australian dollars, which is 65,955 United States dollars. Shut up, cat.
Holy shit. But so you want to know something though funny about this 3080? I wasn't able to get a Founders Edition, but I did find one.
You did
from
find
MSI.
one? Really?
And I had the option
Were
to
you
buy
able
it.
to buy it?
I could have, but I didn't. It was marked up because it was third party for $780. Not a bad price, but I had a fear.
Definitely better than 65 grand.
Yeah, I'd say so. I had a fear that I was already cutting it close with the Founders Edition 3080 to fit in my case, that I had a feeling this 3-fan big MSI card would not have fit, which would have just sent me down a rabbit hole of having to swap.
Your card, your graphics card that's in there now is a behemoth, and it fit in there by like
millimeters.
There was probably not even a millimeter of clearance.
Yeah, honestly, if I think about it, yeah.
I remember when we were building it, we were thinking about, you were like, all right, let's see, I'm going to have to probably go to Best Buy to get a new case. Do they have one in stock? But I was able to like
shimmy it in there sideways.
Yeah, I had to like turn it sideways and like finagle it, and then it finally went in. Because there was like that extra lip on the case I had to get around.
Yeah. So we ended up getting it in, but yeah, I didn't think the MSI card would fit. So you know what I did?
What did you do?
I pre-ordered an Oculus Quest 2.
Instead of a 3080?
And honestly, looking back, worth it.
Really?
Yes, because what the Quest 2 is promising over the Quest 1 is very impressive. So,
no, I saw the Quest 2 because I get an email about it. I was gonna text you about it, but then I was like, nah, because I wanted to talk about it on the show. I was like, hey, I know like a couple episodes ago or last episode, I don't remember. I was like, yeah, I'm done with Oculus. Facebook integration, fuck that. But then I get the email with the Quest 2. I'm like, yo, whoa, I like. $300 is cheap. So, man. But let's not jump the gun too much.
We're gonna circle back to that. We have some Quest 2 information in this episode, but I did just want to throw that out there. I pre-ordered a Quest 2, and I'm very excited. October 13th it comes out. You damn well know I'll be talking about it on here. But that's not the only thing I purchased. Christopher.
Oh, Jordan Afur.
I bought a shotgun.
Oh, what kind of shotgun do you buy?
A SK, I think it's SKB is the brand, SKB M7300. It's a 12 gauge, 28-inch barrel shotgun, 2 3/4. And I fired it.
And you're a small boy.
It's very nice. It's a very nice gun. Got some decent kit to it. But the funny thing is, I taped my dad to fire it. So, for further clarification, I'm currently awaiting my license to show up in the mail. So, I bought it in my dad's name. So currently it's with him. I don't actually have it at my apartment. So it's with him, locked away.
So it was legally purchased and will be legally transferred into Jordan's name.
Yes. So so we went and shot it on the Saturday after we bought it. And my dad fires it. So he had an old shell casing, shells that he had for longest time, like 8 years. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to fire this one. He was like, but I want to do it in case anything goes wrong.
In case the gun blows up in his hand or something.
Yeah. And I said, you know what? That's a fair deal. I really don't want to lose my face. So we fired it, no problem. And I was like, oh, how was the kick? And he goes, there's no kick. And I'm like, well, I know there's kick. Like how was it? He goes, no, I didn't feel anything. So I fire it, and sure enough, there's kick. It didn't blow me off my feet, but there's kick. And he's arguing with me, right? About how he's like, there's not as much kick as you think. And I turned to him, and you know what I say? Dad, I'm 114 pounds. You're 275.
Yeah, I was just say your dad's a bit bigger than you.
Yeah, a little bit. He's about 270, 275. I'm 114 pounds. No shit, there's not going to be kick for you, buddy.
Fun fact about me, never fired a gun before. Not
really?
Once.
Well, you will soon, because I do want to take you and the boys up at some point. Plus, we were talking about that laptop video. That's still happening. If we're doing that, that's happening.
That's actually a bit of a spoiler. I don't know. I'm not going to include too much info about it right this second, but it's something I'm planning
with a laptop.
And it's going to be a big video that I'm going to do on my main channel, and it's going to be sort of a podcast promo.
And it involves a shotgun. That's all you're getting.
Yeah.
Don't ask, or I'll beat you to death. Anyway, sorry, I've been playing too much Mafia Definitive Edition. Something else we will talk about. But yeah, that's what I bought. I ended up with a Oculus Quest 2 pre-order, a couple accessories for it, like they sell an Elite strap, stuff like that. I bought the 256 gig model, which is nice. It's the expensive lad, but it's still cheaper than the Oculus Quest original. But yeah, that's about it. I've been just kind of working, hanging, waiting for this podcast. That's
no 3080, no 3080. Oculus Quest 2 shotgun.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Honestly, like I said, thinking about it with the 3080, the value, great card, awesome, but I would much rather have the Quest 2, and also shotgun, very cool as well, very very satisfying. I want to show you the video of it.
Yeah, and eventually, you know, once it's actually in your name and in your apartment, it's good for like home defense, because
well, like we just said, I'm a small lad. I'm 114 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, all it takes is your average full-grown adult to break in, and
yeah,
I'm already at a severe disadvantage.
Like someone my size, I'm 6'1", or just over 6 foot.
And for no, I'm 5'5".
Yeah, if someone my size breaks into your apartment, you know, and you don't have anything, and I have like a bludgeon or something, it's over.
Yeah, exactly.
It's over.
It's out. I mean, my cat might beat your ass, but
no, he's probably bigger than me. Honestly, your cat. He's huge. He's a big boy.
He's a large lad, but yeah, no, I'm certainly obviously excited for that.
It's weird because your cat, my cat is like your cat, but someone rolled them out. You know, like a Play-Doh snake. Because my cat is like super long.
Yeah, your cat's lanky.
He's a long boy, and yours is like a bit shorter and a bit fatter.
Yeah, makes sense. Mine's like a ball. Yours is kind of like a football.
A sausage.
In a way. Yeah, sausage. Even
Striped
better.
sausage.
This is
That's a good noise. That's a good one.
It's a good one. And then real quick. You're gonna see the size comparison of me to my dad.
Jordan racking a shotgun in his kitchen.
Unloaded.
Well, yeah.
I'm hyped.
Yeah, and one of these days we'll go shooting.
Absolutely. I've already been talking about it.
I'm planning on getting my FID soon. But.
Yeah, no, you should. It's a good thing to have. It's fun. I want to take you guys up real soon. Hoping to take all the trustworthy boys, none of the untrustworthy ones. I don't really want to lose my license a week after I have it.
I see what you're saying. You know.
So, Alex, I'm talking about you. You're coming up with us. I don't care what you say. You're coming up with us.
Yeah, you, me, a gun. We're
gonna go in the middle of the woods, and we ain't coming out.
One of us is coming out, and it ain't gonna be you.
It's gonna be Battle Royale. Oh man, no, it'll be fun though. I'm excited for me to actually get the license for myself, so I can own it legally myself. But for now, at least I got it. I know I have it. Very excited.
That's fun.
But that's mostly what I've been up to. I just working, did that, and that was my last like week and a half.
Shooting.
We're not at the same time.
Oh yeah, that could be misconstrued as a threat these days.
Yeah, honestly nowadays. But yeah, what have you been up to? I know you said you worked today and it killed you.
Yeah, I've been working.
Before that?
It's been a pain in the ass week, but I've been doing a bit of thinking, you know.
Which is unusual, might I add.
Yeah, well, because obviously, like, I speak about it a lot. I'm like pretty active. Well, I don't know, active is the word, but I'm pretty into the Linux community.
Yeah, you mentioned it a few times.
I read into the Linux community a lot. I watch a lot of Linux related stuff on YouTube. And I just think like the Linux community has a lot of fucking wackos in it. Right?
Yeah.
Like there's guys that do like half a political channel and half a Linux channel. It's strange.
That is odd, yeah.
There's this guy in particular, Luke Smith, and he's just like, he's crazy. I don't know what he's talking about most of the time. He did a video about how to not be an internet peasant and to be an internet landlord instead. And his real solution for this, to be an internet landlord, this is really what he said, is to rent a virtual private server to host a website and a mail server. To rent a server. The irony here is palpable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's all I was really thinking about in terms of that. Is like something that's a real
clicking.
Synapse Misfire right there.
This man is no stranger to Synapse Misfire.
No,
not the show, just mentally in his skull.
Yeah, no major hate towards the guy though. I don't know him, so I don't.
Could all be like some sort of bit, but
that was just like a really stupid thing that he said.
That's pretty ironic, like you said. What I meant to ask you, what's the state of like the whole ShadowPC situation? You got that up and running?
Yeah, so the thing with
I don't like the tone change here.
The thing with ShadowPC and virtual machines in general, come to find out, as of, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, Red Dead Redemption 2 just straight up doesn't work on any virtualized platform.
Really?
Yeah, just straight up just won't work.
Why?
I don't know. The game launches,
yeah.
but like as soon as you try to advance past the menu, it crashes. And I looked it up, and it's like it was a common issue, and everyone was like complaining about it. So I was like, well, this is kind of the main game I would play on PC.
Yeah.
So I just canceled the subscription because I don't care. And obviously, like if I was gonna play like Modern Warfare,
you would not.
It wasn't
gonna be VM.
It wasn't gonna be nearly as good over a network connection on a network PC.
Yeah.
So, with that said, that pretty much rendered my VM, my VirtIO KVM machine that I spent probably weeks, if not months, researching about best practices, what to do properly, and probably spent hours setting it up properly and doing all that, is pretty much useless. So basically, I just got rid of it. I took the second GPU out of my computer, so that one's just a floater now. So I have that for extra projects.
Yeah.
And I just slopped in my old boot drive, and I dual boot now. If I need to boot into Windows, I just reboot. I do most of my editing in Windows because for some reason DaVinci Resolve, even though they have a version in Linux,
doesn't work very well.
There's like, it's not that it doesn't work, it's just that there's like features in it that work fine on PC, but just don't work on Linux unless you have DaVinci Resolve Studio, which isn't free.
Oh, so you just have to pay.
So you would need to. I think it's $300 for a subscription. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that.
A subscription? What, a year?
I think it's $300 a year.
I mean, I guess if you're making money off this,
but
holy shit,
I'm not gonna, because I don't need any of the other features. So I'll do all my editing
in Windows.
Windows, because it's way less of a pain in the ass. Because if I did it in Linux, I can do it. It's just I have to do some like finagling with FFmpeg and then converting files over and then putting it into my editor, editing it down, exporting it, and then converting the file again, because when I convert files to a format that can work in DaVinci Resolve on Linux, they balloon in size. They go to from 4 gigs of a video file to 40.
Wow.
Or 50 or something.
Holy shit.
And then, at the end of the, my end result is, out of probably I don't know, an hour of video recording is a 15-minute video. Yeah. And that ends up being 30 gigs. And then I have to run a command in the terminal to convert it back down to from AVI to MP4 using the right codecs so that it goes to from 40 gigs to 2.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's a pain in the ass. eBay just asked me if I'm still interested in a $1,000 laptop that I never looked at before.
Okay.
That's just. I've never looked at this. Well, I have now.
I see they got you there.
I've never looked at a Lenovo Yoga C940, but I am a fan of Lenovo laptops. But I'm not a huge fan of the newer ones. Anyway, completely unrelated. Cut that out if you want.
No, that's fine. We'll see how it goes. But that sucks to hear about the ShadowPC.
And my VM that like I spent all this time working on.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks because games hate virtualization. Like game developers,
they don't like it.
They just hate it because, you know, the Mudahar from Some Ordinary Gamers made a good point about this because he does the same thing. He made the excellent tutorial that I followed to get my machine up and running.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Mudahar.
Shout out. He's got like 2 million subs, so he doesn't have to be shout out, but you know, shout out.
Mudahar, please shout us out.
Basically, he does the same thing. He runs Arch Linux, and he does a VFIO machine or VirtIO, whatever you want to call it, KVM, something like that. You can call it pretty much anything, and it'll be correct. So he taught me how to do that with his video, and he talked about how many people do you think actually use this setup?
To play a game.
To play games.
Next to none.
I would probably say I'm in a group of 0.5%, 0.3%
of the
total player base of any game.
Yeah.
You know? And then out of that 0.3%, how many of those people are using this KVM technology to cheat in the game? You're essentially, by blocking all virtualization, all virtual machines, your game from running on all virtualized platforms, regardless of whatever XML editing you do, because you can do some XML editing to get around a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But blocking your game from running on a virtualized platform ruins it for every, all 1,000 players that do it, because maybe one person cheated, 2 people cheated, circumvented your Orwellian anti-cheat.
Yeah. So now it ruins it for that group of people.
Not completely unrelated, somewhat unrelated. I remember at work someone had asked me if I'd played Valorant at all, and I almost went into like a very long diatribe on why I fundamentally disagree with the Valorant anti-cheat.
Yeah.
Because it's just straight up a kernel module. It's part of your kernel at one point. Like, I don't want to, honestly, I don't like dicking around with my kernel too much. Even on Linux, where you have the option. I've tried to do custom kernels before, and it's a pain in the ass. You really need to know what you're doing. And I don't want anything dicking around with my kernel, right?
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden...
Especially a game.
Yeah. Like Valorant, right? They're, what is it called? Vanguard? Their anti-cheat?
Yeah, I think so.
It shits the bed. They have an update. There's a bug. Now you can't boot. What do you do now?
Yeah.
You sit and you sulk because you wanted to play some mediocre first-person shooter.
Some CSGO ripoff.
I've never played Valorant. I have no idea if it's good or not.
I mean, people like it. I think it looks whatever.
A mutual friend of ours played it a lot and tried to get me to play it, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And it wouldn't work on a virtualized platform, so I just didn't.
Yeah, no.
And I'm not installing it on a bare metal machine.
No.
Absolutely not.
I don't blame you. That's the main reason I didn't play it.
Because it fucks with a lot of your software, too. If you have, software temperature monitoring software, hardware monitoring.
Yeah, which I usually play every game with.
Because it's probing certain modules on your motherboard, it'll block a lot of that.
Yeah.
Because
that made sense.
Potentially you'll be patching into your kernel somehow to load cheats into a game.
Yeah, no, that made sense.
I don't know. I just feel like that's a monumental feat. I think easy anti-cheat is enough, honestly.
Yeah.
One that just checks the files that it's running, in the game directory. That just checks the files that's going on, checks the processes, looks for cheat engine and shit.
Yeah, and make sure that it's, normal.
That's a bit invasive, and I still disagree with that, but not nearly as much as Vanguard.
No, Vanguard is excessive. It's like
Very.
it's like those parents that like want the door open when
Yeah,
you're like, on
exactly.
the computer.
You need the door open. You need to sleep with your hands over the covers, not under the covers, because we don't know what you're doing with those hands under the covers.
Only Papa Chris knows what you're doing with those hands. Moving on.
So what are we doing? We doing news now? We doing technology news? We're the news show. We're doing news now. I told you I'm in a mood today.
I just wanted to talk about the Oculus Quest too, man. I didn't know this bullshit.
Because we kind of jumped the gun on that a little bit. We talked a little bit about it.
Slight amount, yes.
Well, let's hone
it back. Let's talk about the Quest 2. First of all, I want to correct something I said, I believe, last episode where we announced Gorn was coming to the Quest, and I said, I wonder how well it will run on such low-end hardware. Well, that's no longer the case.
Oh?
Yeah, so here I am thinking about the original Quest running Gorn. For those who don't know, the Quest is running the Snapdragon 835. It's the same processor you could find in the Galaxy S8.
Now again, I don't know a ton about the Snapdragon line myself, but I mean, you could tell me it had a Snapdragon, cock and balls, and I'd believe you. But...
So yes, the Quest 1, original Quest, Snapdragon 835, same processor found in an S8. The new Quest 2 has a Snapdragon XR2, which is a VR/AR exclusive processor that is twice as powerful as the 835 in CPU/GPU performance, up to 4 times more video output, 6 times improvement in resolution alone, and then 11 times in AI computation.
Not bad.
On paper, sounds great. How it will be in performance, we don't know yet. But what we can say is many developers of Quest games have already said it is significantly easier to optimize games for the Quest 2, as well as...
Well, you have the extra overhead. So.
Yeah, as well as there's a lot of screens going around, screen captures of through the lens photos of in-game text and stuff, showing the resolution bump between the Quest 1 and Quest 2, because the Quest 1 is 1440 by 1600 per eye. The Quest 2 is 2K per eye, which is 1832 by 1920. It's almost 4K between both lenses. And the clarity, significantly better. There was like a 0 screen door effect on the Quest 2.
Not bad.
Like 0. Screen, very impressive. Also, one of the biggest things a lot of people didn't like about the Quest 1, at 72 Hz, Quest 2 is 90 Hz now. However, I have heard, and I've seen it around the internet, that games will initially run at 72 Hz, kind of made sense, seeing as they were built on Quest 1.
To have the crossover. What happens now if you only have the Quest 1 and say you don't want to buy the Quest 2? Now you buy a new game that wants to run at 90 Hz. Will it... Because you got to buy off the Oculus store, right?
Yeah.
So they'll probably say, "Oh, this isn't compatible with your device," or something like that.
Something like that, or
they'll throttle the frame rate or something.
So from what we've heard, for now, and I'm pretty sure it was Oculus and Facebook that have said this themselves, that for now, for the next couple months after the launch of the Quest 2, all games will be compatible. But soon there will be Quest 2 exclusives, due to the fact that there's significantly more overhead with the processor in many ways.
It's a much more powerful device.
Much more powerful.
It's like the same idea as going like a generation in consoles. I mean, it's not as big of a step up, but still.
No, but I want to say though, like, you have all this, additional CPU power or APU power, I guess. You go from 4 gigs to 6 gigs of RAM, so you get a RAM boost, and the headset goes from 571 grams to 503 grams. Significantly more lighter.
Well...
That's impressive.
Yeah. I mean, you're looking at about, I don't know, what's that, 2 ounces lighter?
Yeah.
Something like that.
It is very good as long as they, distribute the weight a little bit better than they do with the Quest 1.
Yeah, I mean, you have the counterweight anyway, so you could probably strap that to the back of your Quest 2.
Yeah.
The RAM surprises me because, like, I've noticed, like, a trend in phones, like smartphones. They have an absurd amount of RAM.
Yeah.
Like, like
everything
the new
but the Apple devices, because Apple
like
obviously.
the new OnePlus devices have like 12 gigs of RAM. The fuck do I need 12 gigs of RAM in my phone for?
Honestly, yeah.
My phone, I have a Note 9, I think has 6.
Yeah.
Like, what do I need that in my phone for?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, that my Note 10 Plus has like 12 gigs of RAM.
Yeah. Like, I just I will say I don't go out of my way to look at a process manager on my phone, but I can't imagine it's using close to that amount of RAM.
I wouldn't think so.
It doesn't make sense. Like 6 gigs of RAM is like good for like a computer. You can run like a Windows system on 6 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what I find very impressive with the generational gap between the Quest and Quest 2? It's the price point.
Yeah, that's actually impressive. It's $300.
The Quest 2 starts at $300.
$300
Quest originally started at $400.
As when I can, at one point in time, I'm probably gonna wait because there's a couple big purchases I want to make, but I'm probably gonna end up waiting for Black Friday to see what they have. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, that whole bit.
Spiel, yeah.
To see what they have. But if I could, if I had the room to swing $300 right now, I might have gotten one, but I just don't. But maybe if it goes on sale or there's something or I have the money at the time, I'll get one. I am going to get one at some point, I think. Unless something really game-changing comes out from someone else. Like Valve does something or
Honestly,
HTC does an independent thing or HP finally does their fucking thing.
Reverb G2, yeah. Which is very impressive of a headset.
Or I go through and look at like Chinesium ones to see what they have. Because they do have like Chinese VR headsets, like off-brand ones that aren't terrible.
No, they're Windows mixed reality, right?
No, I've seen like ones that work with Steam VR.
Yeah, but with Steam VR, it usually it detects it as a WMR headset, where it uses like the Windows reality, virtual reality.
I know there are ones like that, but I think there are ones that are like full, like the
straight Steam. That's
the
pretty
Vive.
Cool. That's kind of cool.
Because cool. I'm just only thinking back to a Linus Tech Tips video I saw where he just reviewed this this big giant one. It was like huge on his face, and it was supposed to be it was like 2 4K screens in there.
Yeah.
So I don't remember the specifics of it, but I might look into that too because that might be a fun for a video if I can find some cheap ones.
Yeah, that would be kind of a funny thing to toy with. But what's interesting is, so the Quest 1 originally, I'm so sick of calling it the Quest 1. I'm just going to say Quest and Quest 2, okay? Note that.
Quest 0 and Quest 1.
The Quest had the 64 gig and 128 gig options, 400 and 500 respectively. The Quest 2 starts at 64 for $300, and $400 gets you 256.
256. God damn.
Even
is there
more.
Is there an expansion slot? Can I slap a SD card in there?
No, sirree.
What the fuck?
No.
Why? Okay. This is a little rant. Why is it that in the year of our Lord 2020, there are devices made where I cannot put expandable storage in it? They have the capability. I have devices going back to like 2000 that have micro SD slots or SD card slots. Why can't a $300 device in the year 2020 not have expandable storage?
I don't know. Maybe so you'll buy the upgraded version.
I don't want the upgraded version. I want my own storage, damn it.
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's a good point.
Why? You know what made the Switch work as a digital console? Expandable storage. I have a 128 gig SD card in there, and it makes it work as a console.
What I wonder is, do you think maybe they haven't? Well, obviously, I'm sure they haven't done it because part of it is they want you to buy that updated headset. But do you think part of it could be that you don't really get storage speeds fast enough for like VR game streaming? You think that'd have anything to do with it?
Possibly. There is a new. Now I say this with like a grain. Just take this with a grain of salt because I don't know a ton about it. but there is kind of a newer SD card standard on the horizon.
Yeah, a new speed standard.
Yeah, and it has like 2 rows of pins.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they could have looked into something like that, but it could be a speed thing. You could be right, and I could just be, ranting and raving about anything.
It's a valid point. I was surprised for the original Quest. Honestly, they didn't market a proprietary like storage expansion.
Or like, why can't I just strap an SSD to my face?
True. That'd be a good counterweight.
I mean, I don't know. SSDs weigh nothing.
Well, I meant if you had like a housing for it. I was picturing like an SSD with like a metal
like a
housing.
little housing on the back.
Yeah.
Even then, they weigh nothing. Like a good quality. Like I have a Kingston SSD.
Oh no, they do weigh nothing. I mean, housing would be beefy.
I love the Kingston SSDs. Great SSDs. They're beautiful, actually. And they weigh nothing.
Oh yeah. When I swapped out my girlfriend's desktop 3.5-inch hard drive with an SSD. The hard drive was like 2 pounds. The SSD is like 2.5 ounces.
It's like putting a feather in there.
Yeah. But I do have to say, maybe it's a speed limit thing, and also they could potentially engineer this slot for that double pin SD card on the horizon. But 2 problems with that, I feel like, are incredibly expensive. Because when that SD card comes out, there's no chance that that's going to be remotely priced to the standard just micro SD card. And I already think that Oculus or Facebook is kind of like working at a loss here to keep the headset as cheap as possible.
$300.
Potentially. I mean, maybe not. Maybe they're making just fine with it. But that's obviously always an issue.
Yeah, bringing that up kind of really took the wind out of my sails. I was fired up, and now it brought me back down to earth.
I just popped the balloon you were flying with. You just hit the ground full velocity.
I am excited for the Quest 2, though. I will be buying one probably.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Like I said, I'm getting it. I really want you and Alex to come over and try it out.
Because I do want to... Hey, speaking of Alex... Hey, Alex, when you listen to this, you're coming on the show one day.
Yeah.
Bitch boy, you're
we
getting down here.
We talk about your bitch ass enough.
You're getting on the show one day.
We got a 4-input mixer, baby. We'll get another boy in
I
here.
got another mic.
There you go. But honestly, one of the biggest reasons I wanted to upgrade was obviously it has like the better display, better performance, but it's supposed to have better link functionality where it works better with Oculus Link. It's faster video throughput, just a better overall experience.
So you can use this standard link cable from the Oculus Quest 1.
Yep. They still sell it for the Quest 2.
Oh, all right.
Oh, and they moved the port on the headset from vertical on the side to horizontal, so the cable just runs smoothly back.
Not bad.
Past the headset.
Yeah, well, here's the thing now.
I have to throw this in there. Wi-Fi sits for virtual desktop as well.
Yo!
They added Wi-Fi sits, which is very exciting.
If you got the hardware to support it, I don't know, because I don't know the specifics in terms of like cable, modem, router combos, if any of them support Wi-Fi 6 right now. But you might be able to get, if you have a connection that's like fast enough that will support it, you could probably get your own hardware that will support Wi-Fi 6.
Yeah, maybe.
I wanted to end up upgrading my VR stuff because obviously now the advantage I have now that I didn't have when I was like 14 when I first bought my Vive is I have like a real job. You know, when I bought my Vive, I just had a summer job. I did construction under the table with my dad, right?
Yeah.
And that paid for my Vive. And I bought that and it was super, had a lot of fun with it, but it was always a bit of a faff because I had to run cables from the other side of my room out a window into my VR space.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go too deep into it, but basically how my room is, there's my room, my room's in the basement, so it's my room and there's a wall and there's the rest of the basement. And in that wall is a window, so I just slide that window open. So I'm not like, it's not like an outside window.
Yeah, you're not getting extension cables going outside.
But no, I had to like run cables all the way through my room and out a window. It was a whole thing. But what I have now is a job, and I have an extra computer just kind of sitting there, my old rig.
Yeah.
So that's probably what that's gonna be. That's probably gonna be a VR machine. And
wouldn't
I'm
be a
probably
bad
just
idea.
gonna leave it out in this VR space, which has become a podcast / set space. But
Yeah.
I will be. I mean, the table moves. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. That honestly would be a very good idea. Yeah, I'm really excited for the Quest 2, honestly, dude. Like the refresh rate bump, the fact that it's, supposedly twice as powerful as the original Quest. Like there's already some pretty impressive experiences on the Quest original. Like that Walking Dead game, the Saints and Sinners, that's coming to the Quest and Quest 2 in like a couple weeks, like 2 weeks.
I'm excited. I wanna see I mean, I wanna see some Blade and Sorcery on the Quest native.
That's the dream.
I will.
I will
I'll,
pay $100 for that game.
I wouldn't say that. I'll say this though, is I will buy it on launch day regardless if it comes to the Quest. If I have the Quest, or if I end up getting the Quest, I will end up buying Blade and Sorcery on launch day if it shows up on the Quest.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's such a good game, and to play it wirelessly is like just fucking
Incredible.
erection-inducing. Arousing, I guess, would be the word for that.
That's true. I brought up the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, and it actually reminded me. I totally forgot to bring this up. There's a new Walking Dead
one
game
coming out.
3 days.
Dang.
The Walking Dead
from the date of
Onslaught.
recording, that is.
From the day of recording. So actually,
So
funny enough,
it'll probably be out by it'll probably be out a
coming
couple days.
It's coming out the day before.
Oh, so it's out.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. I was gonna say it's out tomorrow. That doesn't make any sense. It's out yesterday. Check it out. It's pretty good. I've been playing it a ton. Fuck. And I'm gonna probably get more coffee soon.
Oh shit! I'm like pissing my pants over here. Anyway, yes, The Walking Dead Onslaught. It actually is in the AMC TV universe. You play as the different characters from the show.
Interesting, I guess.
It
If I
does-
kept up with the show, I'd probably care more.
Right.
I
It
haven't
doesn't
watched
seem to
since
be-
mid-season 4.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It doesn't seem to be as physics heavy, as the Saints and Sinners, but it seems kind of like a mix between that physics based and arcade, feeling.
Is
So,
it like almost like Arizona Sunshiny?
I would say that's kind of what it looks like. Yeah, with
Because
melee
that's-
weapons as well.
That's a friggin' great game. That's a great VR game.
I want to bring this up because everybody in the VR community says this, and it's weird because I kind of feel it myself in a weird way. Arizona Sunshine did not age as well as you think.
Well, okay, maybe you're right because I haven't played it in like 2 years.
That's why I was gonna ask. Compared to what you can get now, a lot of people feel it hasn't aged well. I still think it's a fun ass game. It's just that a lot of the VR stuff is there, and in a lot of newer games, it's kind of more refined. But if it is anything like that, and it can improve on that type of formula, I think it'll be a grand old time. I'm pretty sure it's co-op as well.
I want a more physics heavy zombie game. I think that would be cool.
That's what Saints and Sinners is.
like
Yeah.
like I want like real time physics like the like Blade and Sorcery has, where it's like real physics.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Because just being able to like push a zombie around, punch him a couple times, that'd be funny, I think.
Honestly, your best bet for that right now might be to mod Blade and Sorcerer.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, or like Boneworks is almost similar.
Oh yeah, Boneworks is actually coming to the
It's like-
Quest.
Oh, like natively?
Yeah, it's called something slightly different, but it's
Because I have Boneworks on Steam. I bought that, and I bought that at the same time I bought Blade and Sorcery, I think.
yeah.
And I was like, I'm definitely gonna. No, because it was that and a different game, and I forget which one. But I bought it, and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna start playing VR again, and I never did.
Makes sense.
So I'm probably the first thing I'm gonna start with when I go back into VR is Boneworks. But that's kind of on the horizon. That's probably gonna be a couple months out
Yeah.
in my just to gather the money together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that alone.
Because I just I just bought I'm still recouping from my car that I bought. So
Yeah, that made sense. I mean, that was kind of an investment, wasn't it?
well, Yeah.
Slight investment.
Yeah, I still don't know. It's before we started recording, I was outside dicking around with the car, and it's just it pissed out some fluid, and I'm not sure what it is. I couldn't get enough on my fingers to smell it, and I didn't want to bend down and get on the ground and smell what it was. But I know it wasn't oil.
I think prostitutes usually say that exact same thing.
Fucking Christ.
Oh,
All right,
shit.
I'm gonna get a cup of coffee.
I'm gonna take a piss.
Do you want some coffee?
Is it hot or iced?
It's hot.
Fuck. No, I'll just take water.
So now,
Yeah.
fans of the band Synapse Misfire are gonna look it up and be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Honestly, the thing is, I hope we don't get copyrighted for that.
No.
We'll be out.
No. If it becomes an issue, we'll just change the name or something. We'll figure it out.
We'll make them change their goddamn name.
Yeah, I will fight each member of that band. I don't take my word on that. They could be some big scary motherfuckers. I don't know.
I thought they made rock music.
I don't know.
I think I listened.
I just
to it
know
one
it's a
time.
band.
Yeah.
I could listen to it because it's like I listen to fucking everything. But
Yeah. No, I don't think we should fist fight them. I think if anything, we get Oscar to do all the heavy lifting.
got my boy Chunk. He's a big snake cat. He's currently trying to figure out how to sit in a box. You'll get there, bud.
Just figuring it out. All right, back to whatever the fuck we were talking about.
We were
Walking
talking about
Dead.
video games.
What a surprise.
Speaking of video games, unless you had something else to say about The Walking Dead.
No, I think I'm done. I think that's it for me. I'm gonna be trying it out. Hopefully, maybe. I might wait for the Quest 2, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm kind of hyped for that. I mean, not as hyped for the Walking Dead game because I'm not a huge Walking Dead fan. I just I might get it just for the zombies, honestly.
Yeah.
But video games recently, what came out the remaster or the re-release of the old classic Super Mario games, Super Mario 3D All Stars.
Yeah, I saw that.
The collection, the Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy, all on one Nintendo Switch cartridge.
Really? And have you been playing?
I purchased it and I played it. I played a little bit of Sunshine and a little bit of 64, but having a grand old time with that. As bad at those games as I might be.
Yeah, you had mentioned that platformers don't appear to be your thing based off your recent experience.
No, well, here's the thing, is at least Mario 64 was what, 1996?
Yeah.
Let
me fact check that.
And Super Mario Sunshine was 2002. And because they are third-person 3D games in those eras, it doesn't. The camera control really fights you.
Yeah, I can imagine a lot of 3D games. That's just.
I was because I'm coming from the last Mario game I played was Odyssey.
1996, by the way.
1996, so I was right.
You came from Odyssey though, which is
I came
obviously
from
a top
Odyssey,
tier platformer.
which, again, I was really bad at first, and then really got a grasp for the controls and how to properly play the game. So I'm assuming that'll be the case with the other ones, because I didn't play the originals. Well, not much at least. I played 64 a handful of times, but I didn't own a Nintendo 64. I knew people who owned a Nintendo 64. It was always let me play Mario, man. I want to play Mario.
Stop
but I was
beating your friends. Yeah.
But I was 7, so it didn't transfer right.
Yeah.
Essentially, I was coming from Odyssey, and Odyssey is the controls are so much smoother.
Yeah, it's a top tier platformer.
It's so good. Genuinely, I don't know if this is the experience that anyone else had, but probably some of the most fun I've had playing a video game was playing Mario Odyssey.
Really?
A single player game I had so much fun playing that game.
Really?
I had a ton of fun because it was challenging enough, and it forced me to play a game in a different fashion.
Yeah.
Rather than just an FPS or an RPG, which I like those games a lot.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I'm not a super huge FPS guy, but I am big into RPGs. It's just, sometimes you want a platformer. It's not necessarily a turn your brain off kind of game. It's a...
It keeps you in there, yeah. You're in the flow.
It keeps you focused, and it's fun enough to, and I like all the cute little outfits you can get for Mario.
Dr. Mario.
You can dress him up as a monkey. I like that. There's a lot of, I have like 10 pictures on my phone of Mario dressed up as a monkey in my Mario Odyssey save.
That seems to be your thing, huh?
Yeah, I really love monkeys. I'm into monkeys a lot. It's actually illegal to own a monkey. I looked it up in the state in which we're in. I looked it up. I was like, hey, I wanted to buy a monkey, but you can't own a monkey. Legally, at least.
Legally, yeah. That
I mean,
sense.
I could probably get a monkey, but
you might get some jail time, too.
I mean, I got a cat. He's close enough.
Yeah.
He's pretty monkey-ish. He, screams. He climbs stuff.
Makes a mess.
Eats bananas.
The only thing he doesn't do is throw shit at you.
See, that part I'm pretty grateful for. He does throw shit, just not at people. He just throws it all around my laundry room where his litter box is. He just stands there and he kicks it out of his box because he's a prick.
Yeah, that's what Oscar does too.
Little bastard.
Damn cats. But funny enough, you're talking about like a re-release of an old game, right?
In conclusion, big fun I've been having with
big
that.
fun. All right, you heard it here first, guys. Get that collection.
It's a big fun out of 10.
I have also been playing a re-release of a game.
Re-release of a game?
Since 2 days ago, since Thursday. So it'll be like 5 days by the time you guys hear this. Mafia Definitive Edition. It's a remake of the 2002 original.
Okay, so Mafia 1.
Mafia 1, yep.
I do want to see a re-release of Mafia 2 as well. Because that was like the best one.
They made the Definitive Edition for that, but it's just like a 4K texture upgrade.
Oh.
It's not like a re-release, like remaster. But let me tell you, Mafia Definitive Edition, Definitive Edition?
Yeah.
Very good. Some weird stuff though. Like, story, just as good as it was back in the day. I never had originally played the original. A lot of people love it. Very good story. Pretty fun gameplay. The driving, pretty cool. Visuals, pretty top tier. The melee combat animations are a joke. A fucking joke. It's like out of like the 1990s. It is so bad.
Well, it's 2002. They couldn't have made something.
They remade the whole game from the ground up.
Oh.
In the Mafia 3 engine.
Oh.
It's an entire remake from the ground up. They added story elements.
Oh.
It's bad.
Oh.
The gunplay is pretty fun. Gun variety is pretty varied, and like I'm playing on PC, so I don't get that rumble you get with console. But like hitting someone with a Tommy gun, very satisfying. Blasting someone with a shotgun, very satisfying. I'm playing it on hard, and it is actually very difficult. And for anyone who's played the original Mafia back in 2002, fuck the race car mission. Have you heard anything about the notorious race car mission?
No, I haven't.
It's a race in which you have to win, and the controls are bad. Now, the thing about Mafia Definitive Edition isn't that they're bad, it's that everything just slides. The car just slides like you're on ice. It took me 15 tries and 43 minutes last night to beat that mission.
Bruh.
And I'm an avid gamer.
I'm an avid gamer.
I have played many a game, and it took me 15 tries.
What I will say from my experience playing Mafia 2 at least is the driving, it feels like you're doing something when you're driving.
Exactly.
And like when you hit something, like you feel it in your soul.
Oh yeah, and that's exactly
like,
how this is.
You're like, oh man, I feel like I actually got in a car crash.
Well, funny enough, playing the original remastered has made me download, because I have Mafia 2 on PC. Do you have it?
I don't know.
If you do, you get the upgrade for the Definitive Edition.
I have like 500 games on Steam.
That makes sense.
And I couldn't tell you 80% of them. Because I just redeem shit. Because I have Humble Monthly. And what had happened is I let it rack up for like 6 months. And I didn't redeem any games. And then I just redeemed like 80 of them at once. Okay. So I just got like a shitload of games. And then I have stuff from other Humble Bundles, stuff I got on sale and was just like, fuck it, I'll buy this. So I have like, it's not 500, but it's like 300 plus games on Steam.
So yeah, you don't know exactly what you have. Yeah, no, it's a good game. Mafia 2, it had me re-download it to try it out after I beat this one. I'm telling you, man, the story's really good. The visuals are great. The gunplay is pretty good. The driving's very satisfying. You have to obey traffic laws for the most part. The AI is, it's there. It's not the greatest. But I don't know, man. The game is just fun, and it's like $40. It's not, it's nothing crazy. And you can even this is what I find funny. You can buy Mafia Definitive Edition for $40, or you can buy Mafia the Definitive Trilogy for $60, where you get the first, second, and third with all their DLC, except for the first. First doesn't have DLC, but the second and third one with their DLC remastered as well, which is a good deal.
Honestly, for $60, that's pretty good.
A lot of people aren't huge fans of the third one. I liked it. I thought it was a jolly good time. The story was pretty cool.
I heard it was okay, but it wasn't like a phenomenal, it wasn't like it didn't live up to the
hype or
to the legacy that the first ones had.
Yeah, that's honestly true.
Just an update. I did. What the fuck are you doing?
Trying to get the fuck out of the goddamn mustard chair.
Fuck the mustard chair, dude.
Go ahead.
Just an update, just so I can get my numbers accurate. Apparently, according to SteamDB, I have 435 games, and out of those games, I've played 227.
Sounds like you might have wasted some money.
It says my average game price is $17.78. But that's I don't know how that factors in with all the shit I've just redeemed. I mean,
look at this.
It's not awful, but it's just not a 2020 release,
Watch.
Teach the punks a lesson. Yeah, it's it's not awful, but it's not a 2020 release.
Well, I think my biggest problem is I'm expecting Red Dead 2 melee combat, which was phenomenal. It was buggy in the online version, it's very buggy. But in story mode,
but the part of the game that people actually played, the story mode,
yeah,
it was really good.
It was incredible.
I liked it a lot. A lot of people I've seen. Well, I wouldn't say a lot of people, but I've seen a couple people who were kind of complained about it and said it was the same old thing, a same old Rockstar game. Which I mean, it is.
It has elements, yeah.
But it's it feels weightier. It feels heavier because there's more of a aspect of it because you don't have the technology that you would have in GTA 5.
Yeah. Well, the thing about GTA 5 combat was its melee combat isn't even.
It's not a
thing.
It's not a big focus. Whereas in Red Dead you have revolvers and a shotgun and some rifles, but in GTA you have a minigun and machine guns and shit.
A rocket
launchers. So melee combat in any form isn't a focus in the game.
Yeah.
God damn.
What?
I have a lot of fucking games, dude. Apparently I've played 2,900 hours of a video game, and my account without sales. Let's see. Because it used to tell you your entire account value without sales. But it says the game prices today of all the games I have is $6,455.
That's actually not that bad, to be honest.
But the lowest prices ever recorded on all those games are $2,300, $2,347. I'm really into statistics, so. And oddly enough, again, one final note on this. It says it goes into your hours per platform, and it says I have 2,928.3 total, but it says I have 111 on Windows and 13 on Linux. How does that add up to 2,928?
Listen, man, I've never been that good at math.
Listen, I'm gonna ask my calculus professor. I'm gonna say, yo, how does that add up?
Yeah, we can email that math teacher that we had discussed, who put up with our shenanigans for quite a while. This thing's really pissing me off. It won't tell me my account value. But whatever.
Alright,
Fuck it. I'm done with this bit. Oh yeah, no, Mafia. Totally forgot about that. That was the topic. Yeah, no, Mafia. Good game. I would certainly recommend it. I think for the value proposition, though, if you don't have any of the Mafia games, there's no point in buying just the first one definitively. Pay the $60 and get all three. I mean, you get 3 pretty lengthy games. Definitely a lot better. Because otherwise, it's $50 for the definitive edition of the first one, and $40 for the second and third. So, you know.
Yeah, why wouldn't you just get all 3?
Yeah, I don't know. It's called Mafia Trilogy. If
I might.
you're interested.
All right. Here's the thing. I gotta stop buying video games because I say like I hear about a thing and I'm like, damn, I want that game, and then I buy it and then I don't play it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's because like I just have like. Right. Here's my thought process, and this is probably gonna change when Cyberpunk is released. Is like I go to work every day and I'm just like I just think about stuff. That's my job. Is like I have to think about problems to solve them, right? I solve problems and I gotta use my brain throughout my whole job. And I get home and I'm like I just want to turn my brain off. So I just like put on YouTube or like some noise and pretty colors to, turn my brain off for a while. I don't like thinking about shit for too long.
Yeah, you don't want. Yeah, you're coming home and trying to play a game to just like shut everything off, relax, do a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Not, hard to think about every little thing you do.
And that's probably like that's another aspect of like why I don't finish like any game. Cuz like, it gets more difficult and I'm like, I want to have like a
easy,
like a turn off my brain kind of experience, not whatever this is.
Yeah, I'm a slight bit different where like I don't want to turn my brain off per se. I actually prefer like heavy narratives, where like I like to crank up the difficulty on games and be like challenged, and it can get like annoying sometimes. But I like to just turn up the difficulty to hard, not the math setting, if unless hard is the math, but. And like work my way through a narrative that's difficult to progress through. That's kind of where I'm at.
And I definitely understand that, and it's
But I do, yeah, and I understand what you're saying, where you just kind of want to not do anything that like really stresses you out.
Yeah, well, because like inherently, like just at my job, I'm inherently just a problem solver. I just deal with other people's problems, right?
Yeah, so you don't want to be dealing with your own.
Exactly. Like I don't want to come home and then like be frustrated at a video game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I 100% feel you. And there's days like that. There's some times where like I just can't play a certain game that day.
Especially because there's like the level of bullshit has been increasing at work. That's all I'll say.
Interesting. Maybe I have something we have to discuss. I wanted to throw this in there. Last thing about Mafia before we move on or whatever we're gonna do next. Paulie, one of the main characters, sounds like the goddamn Joker. I'm gonna play
Which Joker? Heath Ledger?
Just a fucking Joker, dude. He just sounds like that, like, clown-ass, voice-ass looking motherfucker, dude. I'm gonna play an audio clip for you, okay? And I hope this is a good one. Let's see.
That's definitely very Joker-y.
He does, like, a lot of grunting. And honestly,
He's like, if someone combined Heath Ledger Joker and Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Yeah, honestly, that's a good way
If
to
you
put it.
melted them both down and combined them into an alloy.
He's an interesting character, but he just... It's worse. That's a cutscene, the audio clip, which I more than likely cut out, but audio clip I showed Chris was a cutscene from the game, and during the game, he's worse. Like, it's not as, like, paced. It's just kind of, like, in the moment. So when his character talks as an NPC, he'll be like, sometimes, like, literally, that's what he will do. Yeah. And it is the most weird, fucking distorted thing ever. And I would hate to get attacked by the mob and have this dude step out there. Hello.
You say peacock, no one bats an eye. You say poopcock, everyone loses their minds.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, dude.
Go watch that video if you haven't. That's just essentially that quote, but it's funnier because whoever recorded it did a much better Joker impression than I did.
Alright. Yeah, no, seriously, I recommend the Mafia Remake. And the other two. They're all great games. I've heard that diehard fans of the series don't like the third as much, but...
Well, diehard fans of any series are just like the whiniest little fuckers on the planet.
That's true.
Diehard fans of anything.
That's true. But it's a good game. I've recommended it. And like I said, if you're going to get it, just get the trilogy, unless you already own the other two. It's a very poor value proposition to buy them individually.
Or like if you already own all 3 games, just get the trilogy so you own all 3 again.
Yeah, there you go.
That's capitalism, baby.
Yes, sir.
All right, fellers. I think we're gonna round out this episode. We discussed a couple things. We discussed a few things. Did some stories. Couple of Quest things, VR things, video games, Mafia,
and Spotify, baby.
And Spotify. So, if you like the show, you want to contact us, comments, questions, concerns, death threats. Please email us at synapsemisfire@pm.me, and your question, concern, comment, death threat will be read on the show.
Yep. And if you want to find our RSS feed to import into a podcast app, that'll be down in the description, as well as a link to our Spotify if you decide.
And
to
you can listen on Spotify now. That's crazy. That I'm like, a thing I made, a thing that we made. I wouldn't say because it's a group effort, really.
I understand the memento, though.
Jordan does all the work, pretty much.
We made, it's on Spotify,
The thing we made is on a real platform like Spotify. Yeah. That's crazy.
Insane. Check us out there. Be sure to give us a follow.
Yeah,
share it with anyone you know as well.
Share it with your mom. Share it with your mom, your grandma. I'm sure she'll love the podcast, your grandma.
She'll love all the horse dick talk that we talked about in episode 6 or 7, whatever it was. You know what's funny? There's a little insider scoop, right? When I was editing that episode, I got to the part about horse nuts, right?
Yeah.
And I was trying to make the timestamp for it, but I really didn't want to put like horse nuts in the description of the video to get us like just flagged or something, blacklisted. Yeah. So I just put surprise. That's it.
Oh yeah, I saw that because I was looking at it and I saw click here for a surprise. What the fuck is this? Because in the background image it says like horse nuts on it. Yeah, I did click through some of the times. I don't watch the episode in full.
Yeah.
Because like I'm here when they're recorded.
Are you?
I think so. You almost tripped me up with that one. But I click around the timestamps. I listen to like a couple of minutes of each segment.
Yeah, like funny segment. But that was a little insider scoop for you guys. That's how I beat the YouTube algorithm, even though I put horse nuts in the thumbnail.
Well, because the thing, if your title or like your description or something talks about horse genitalia, you might actually just inadvertently get age gated or something.
Yeah,
is my guess.
What I was trying to avoid. So that was my workaround. I'm a smart lad. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it as always. Share this shit.
Yeah, we'll be here same place, same day, same next week. Get out of my house.
Fucking losers.